Would all those who are willing and able please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Grant us, O Lord, light to our understanding, prudence in our investigating, foresight in our planning, sincerity in our deliberating, the grace to follow truth in our judgment. Help us to be moved in our decision either by fear nor by self-interest, and to do our work faithfully. May we respect the authority vested in us, for thou art the source of all authority, and may we use in our directions for the common good and for thy honor and glory. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you all. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Here.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Present.
Commissioner Hammercheck. Here.
Thank you. This brings us to our first public comment portion, which, if I may, just for those who may not know, if we could limit that to the first 5 minutes, but we do have a special certificate, and Joel, I believe you have duties to perform, sir.
Good morning. So probably 2 weeks ago, I was snooping through Cranes, Cleveland, just to keep abreast of what's going on in our community in Northeast Ohio. And I noticed that 2 of our local manufacturing gurus, in their own respects, were recognized in Cranes for notables in manufacturing for 2022. So I thought it was important to recognize them, bring that word back to the commissioners, and I invited them to be here today, and Sarah Spence was able to join us today. Sarah is the president of Spence Technologies in Willoughby, and Jen Rohn was also recognized. She's out of town this week, but she is a plant manager at Avery Dennison in Painesville. So I wanted to bring Sarah here to talk to you guys briefly, and I will leave it at that.
Very good. Thank you. Sarah, the floor is yours. Welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. So I'm very passionate about manufacturing. So as big of an honor it is to be highlighted, I think it's more important to bring awareness to the manufacturing community, specifically the careers and opportunities in manufacturing right here in Lake County. That's also one of the reasons why I'm very invested in AWT and its mission, so that we can continue that manufacturing presence in the future, and especially right here in Lake County. So,
well said.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank
John,
you very
anything
much.
you care to add?
Yeah, nice article. Congratulations. I lived in the manufacturing world for a long time. That was part of my career. Good friends with Roger Suster. AWT is a phenomenal program, so I'm glad you're affiliated with them. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Mr. President, adding my congratulations, I also want to second your sentiment that this is about highlighting the incredible opportunities in manufacturing in Lake County, and that's where you're making a huge difference. Roger Sistar has become one of the most successful men in Ohio from manufacturing. There's no limit to what you can achieve in that industry, and Lake County doesn't have a little bit of it. We are leading manufacturing in Ohio and the Midwest, and it's an exciting time with IBM coming to Ohio because they're going to have a lot of supply chain needs, and we don't have to build that industry. We just have to build it up. And we need to make sure that young, talented people understand if you want to be the next CEO, this is where to start.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
Excellent. And if we may present.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen.
Here.
You're the important one. Please, sir. You go. Teamwork.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Now that's a good way to start a meeting. Thank you. Okay, and with that, is there anyone wishing to address the board at this time in our first public comment portion? Anyone at all? Okay, very good. Moving on. Madam Clerk, first agenda item, please.
In the Engineer's Office, resolution authorizing change order number 1 for the LAK Marco Road Bridge project with the Ohio Bridge Corporation DBA US Bridge, decreasing the amount by $9,961.38, PID number 102069, LCE project number 2015-021-002.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. President,
Sir.
remarkably, we're reducing the amount of the order, which I think is just remarkable, in line of a long line of remarkable work on our Lake County Engineer's Office. So we thank you. It's very rare that it takes less money to fix a bridge in this day and age.
Very good. Tracy, anything you want to add?
No, just to state that the reduction was due to the fact that we were able to work the project without having a trailer on site. So we reduced that. Project is almost complete. It's been inspected by ODOT. They're happy. We're happy. We're just going to go ahead and replace the pavement markings on the bridge. They faded a little since last year, and we want to leave a good product when we walk away.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. And with that, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution awarding a bid contract to Morton Salt Incorporated for the Lake County Road Department Salt 2022 as required by the Lake County Engineer in the amount of $884,550, LCE project number 2022-010.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
In the Utilities Department, resolution increasing appropriations and transferring cash within Lake County Department of Utilities Sewer Operating Fund and Project Fund 596, Project 452S, Trunk Sewer Rehabilitation Phase 2.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution transferring appropriations within Lake County Department of Utilities, Project Fund 364S, Glyco 2 Force Main Replacement.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution accepting a 3-year maintenance bond in the amount of $18,950.82 for sanitary sewers and $18,644.75 for water lines for Hidden Village Phase 4 subdivision and Perry Village, job numbers 21-57 and 21-58.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing the preparations of plan specifications, estimates of cost, and tentative assessments for the Kirtland Old Town Sanitary Sewer Project 445S and authorizing related matters.
I'm going to let you make the motion on this one.
Gladly move to approve. Thank you.
Second.
And discussion, oh, you're not Randy, you're...
I'll get them on the phone.
No, it's all good. You want to dive in on this one? I'm sorry. I suppose I should be a little more aware of my surroundings. My apologies.
No, that's okay. Sure. Again, as mentioned, this was for Kirtland in the Old Town area. This is the new sewer that's in design. This is more of a procedural resolution where we just have to get this resolution squared away so that we can move ahead with scheduling the public hearing and starting to discuss the tentative assessments.
Do we have a tentative date for the public hearings yet?
I don't think that's been nailed down yet, but
Okay,
we'll
great.
try to let you know when it's
Okay, thank you.
finalized.
Mr. President,
Sir.
if I could just say, since the commissioners announced the aid to Old Town in Kirtland, I've had so many people come up to me in so many different contexts to say thank you. Our Department of Utilities, the Commissioner's Office, Kirtland coming together to help that neighborhood. We made a big difference together, and so I want to express my gratitude to Department of Utilities for your hard work on this.
Excellent, excellent. Gary, again, I apologize. I looked up, it's like, oh boy, thank you. Good report. All right, if there's nothing further, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
In Job and Family Services Department, resolution approving Lake County Department of Job and Family Services vouchers, date of warrant August 5th, 2022, in the amount of $41,177.36.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. None being heard, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
In the Commissioner's Office, resolution approving advertising for requests for competitive sealed proposals to administer and manage a non-medical in-home care program for adults age 60 and older for the Lake County Board of Commissioners. Proposal opening September 7th, 2022.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. President?
Sir.
This is one of the many services that we provide through our senior levy in support of our seniors throughout Lake County. Sometimes home care is needed, and we never have as much funding as we have requests for this service. It's really demanded and needed by the community, and I think it reflects our commitment from Lake County Senior Services.
Agreed. And speaking of, Leah, would you care to add to the discussion? Thank you, Commissioner. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes, so this is for the non-medical in-home health care program. This is currently administered by the Lake County Council on Aging. It has been going on for about 3 years now, and the contract is set to expire the end of November of this year. So we have to put out the competitive sealed proposals for that. There are currently about 59 individuals receiving assistance with activities of daily living, such as bathing, dressing, and toileting, and also activities such as housekeeping, laundry, and meal prep. This program is for individuals age 60 and older living in Lake County in a home environment. And it's for individuals who are not eligible for Medicaid passport services, but are their income is too high. I'm sorry. So they're not eligible for passport, but they can't afford these types of services in their home. So that's what this is.
Very good.
Thank you.
ma'am.
So these are vital yet very important services we're providing.
Right, yes, essential services. These are services that are going to keep seniors in their home. If without these types of services, you know, they're going into assisted living facilities or even nursing home facilities.
Great, thank you.
Sure.
Very good. All right, if there's nothing further, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing execution of an agreement between the Lake County Board of Commissioners and McKinley Community Outreach Center for the fiscal year 2019 Community Development Block Grant Funds.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. Thank you.
Resolution designating eligible institutions as public depositories for active monies of Lake County, Ohio for the period commencing August 23rd, 2022 and ending August 22nd, 2026.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. Thank you.
In the Finance Department, resolution approving payment of bills as listed on the Commissioner's Approval Journal in the amount of $1,535,887.33.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving purchase orders as listed on the Commissioner's Purchase Order Approval Journal in the amount of $590,939.91.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution increasing appropriations for various non-general fund accounts.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution transferring appropriations within various general and non-general fund accounts.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
And special resolutions, resolution congratulating Isabel Bowman, named an Outstanding Youth of the Year 2022 by the Ohio State University Extension of Lake County.
Move to approve.
Second.
And discussion, gentlemen, I believe we should probably say some wonderful words on this one.
Mr. President, Commissioner Tyler and I had the honor of presenting these resolutions, shall we say, prior to passage at the 4-H awards ceremony kicking off the Lake County Fair In addition to Isabella Bowman and Macy Ratchford, who were both named Outstanding Youth, we also recognize their advisors and clubs and 4-H as a whole for the contribution that they make, not just to Lake County and agricultural industry, but also to the kids, as they're learning a career and a profession and skills that'll serve them well regardless of what they choose to do in the future. So it was wonderful to see the families come together to start the fair in an educational and a fun setting, and we're certainly grateful to 4-H for arranging that.
Well said.
It was a great ceremony, both of the recipients, definitely well-deserved. And the programs teaches them leadership and responsibility. And the best thing about it, these were surprise awards. They did not know they were going to get them. And both of these recipients, very popular choices, so obviously they made the right decisions. It was really a nice ceremony.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, there's nothing further. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution congratulating Macy Ratchford, named an Outstanding Youth of the Year 2022 by the Ohio State University Extension of Lake County.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Gentlemen, anything else you want to add? All right, so everything previously stated so applies here. Thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. Moving on to our departmental reports. Utilities.
No report today, Commissioners.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Job and Family Services.
I wanted to express my gratitude this morning to the OMJ Lake County team. They worked with Job and Family Services to hold a very successful hiring event at our agency on Tuesday. We have some vacancies that we are looking to fill, and it was a very successful event, and we will hopefully be getting some prospective employees as a result of that event soon. I also wanted to express my gratitude to our staff members who are attending the Lake County Fair this week. As I mentioned last week during the meeting, we do have staff members attending the fair all week long to get the word out to the community about our services. Thank you.
Very good. And Ohio Means Job, OMJ?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. Thank you.
For our viewing audience. All right, very good. Anything else for Job and Family Services? No? Okay, moving on to County Administrator, Jason.
Good morning, Commissioners. Just a brief update and or reminder, beginning next week or the week thereafter, the county and along with various other first responders and public safety officials will begin training for the evaluated Perry plant exercise. This is a very significant event, not only for the plant, for Lake County EMA and multiple fire departments, police departments, highway patrol, health district, so on and so forth. Just want to let the public know that hundreds of officials will begin that process, starting with what's called a tabletop exercise in 2 weeks, which we will review responsibilities and scenarios. That'll be followed by what's called a dry run in late August, which is kind of your rough draft, if you will. Where we would not be scored, but there will be folks in the room kind of watching how we go through the exercise. And then game day is in late September, where FEMA, NRC, etc. will be over shoulders of everyone watching how we respond to a situation that we really don't know what that situation will be. This year, every 8 years, and this marks the 8 years, what will be called a hostile action-based drill, which means there will be something occurring at or near the plant that local responders will need to react to. So just want to let the public know that while these are planned, we have, they're continuously training for these sorts of things, but this will kind of mark the official start in the next couple of weeks as we get all the local officials together and begin that exercise. So, and that concludes my report.
Well said, sir. Anything for the Administrator?
Yeah, Jason, thanks again for setting up my tours. We had a nice tour of the Lake County Executive Airport last week.
Oh, yeah.
With Patty and Dave Anderson. We got to tour the airport and review their 5-year strategic plan, which is really nice to see. I can't wait to see the completion of that.
Yeah.
And then yesterday I met with Mark Ifelice with Buildings and Grounds, discussed operations and work processes, toured the building, and it's nice to catch up with Mark. I've known him a long time.
Yeah.
And yesterday I dropped in, hi Becky, our county recorder, and she gave me a tour of her office, explained operations, looked at one of the rooms across the hall being repurposed. I'll swing back when that's all done. And I also signed up for the fraud alert, so thanks Becky for offering that through your office.
Yeah,
So,
and I think we also have We have a meeting with Mr. Matus pending, the dog warden next Friday. I think we've got planning and community development, and I think Rhea's here next week sometime. So yeah, we're getting out there, and I appreciate you taking the time to learn about everything we do. Absolutely. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Moving on to Madam Clerk.
The next Commissioners' meeting is going to be next Thursday, August 4th at 10 a.m.
Very good, thank you, ma'am. Moving on to legal, sir.
No reports, Commissioner.
Thank you, sir. All right, this brings us to our old business portion. Do we have any old business coming for the board? Any old business?
Mr. President?
Sir.
I just want to give a reminder as we continue to work to get the news out to Lake County on all the functions, work, and operations of local government that our official government Facebook page is www.facebook.com/Lake County, Ohio, USA. This is how you can get official updates from Lake County. You can follow the page so that you can be prompted when new announcements are made. We've been taking baby steps because it is a new page, but we're working hard to make it as useful and informative as possible. But I get questions sometimes, what's the official page? This is it.
Very good, thank you, sir. Moving on to new business. Do we have any new business? Any new business? Very good. All right, and with that, this brings us to our second public comment portion.
I'm sorry, Commissioner, I do have one.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Under new business, I do have to read that statement for the JAG grants. It's like a condition of theirs.
Dive
So
in.
if
My
I could just read it.
apologies. I ran through the stop sign. I'm glad the sheriff's not in the room, so.
Okay, so
Thank you,
pursuant
ma'am.
to the requirements of the grant, notice is hereby issued that the Lake County Sheriff's Office intends to apply for the Edward Byrd Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, JAG program, fiscal year 2022, local solicitation, and the amount of $25,073 to purchase a 2023 police vehicle, patrol vehicle. This vehicle will be fully marked and equipped for emergency service and will replace an older vehicle that is currently in use. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, now assuming that there's officially no other new business, I saw a couple of hands in the audience. Yes, Mr. Massey. Good morning, sir.
I was waiting for everybody to leave.
Oh. Uh-oh. Should we get comfortable in our chairs? Thank you.
I'm sure they're all just going to the Lake County Fair because they're so excited for today's events.
There you go.
And I'm reading your, the rules and regulations of the public comments, so I'll make sure that I try to follow those rules.
That's fine. You're in the second public comment portion, just short of, let's see, what do we got here? Just sort of vulgarities, disruptive nature, all of that stuff, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to do a smackdown on us, then we He's still smiling, so that's a good thing. So.
Brian Massey, 8196 Rainbow Drive. I have several items for the commissioners, just to make you aware. I did this morning confirm with the auditor's office that there will be a budget commission meeting August 1st at 10 a.m. at the auditor's meeting room, rather small room, so they're probably not expecting many public participation, but I will be there and recording the session for the Lake County citizens. The second item I have is, I mentioned at the last commissioners meeting that I did send an email to Judge Lucci asking for some information on foreclosures and the use of public service officers. And I stated at that time, I'm sure Judge Lucci will probably respond to me, but unfortunately he has not. So what I decided to do was try to send an email to Judge O'Donnell to see if he's willing to be transparent with the citizens of Lake County. And unfortunately, the email bounced back to me. It was not delivered, and it was strange because I sent copies to the commissioners, all to your commissioner's account, and that was also bounced back. So I'm just wondering, is there an issue with the emails for commissioners, or is it just Brian Massey that has problems?
I'm looking over at Jason, I'm not aware that we have any email server issues.
I'm not aware of that either.
Mr. President?
Sir.
I've noticed that sometimes people don't fully spell out Lake County, Ohio. Sometimes you accidentally put in OH. Maybe that part isn't fully spelled out, but all of our government addresses are lakecounty.ohio.gov.
Yeah, what I do is a copy and paste right from the, so I think I got that. I'll try it again, and if I run into problems, I'll certainly let you know, because it's extremely important. I was hoping that Judge Lucci really would be, more transparent and willing to come forth and provide information to the taxpayers, because I really think transparency is the key to good governance. The third item that I have, I heard that there was a meeting yesterday. Early meeting, 7 o'clock, but the public was, I didn't see anything anywhere where there was a meeting. And I'm just asking the commissioners, was there a meeting yesterday that the public was not invited to? Any executive session or anything like that?
I can't speak to the not invited to. I can tell you there was a correction board meeting at 7 in the morning, but that is not a meeting that this Board of Commissioners, we're not in charge of that meeting. We're just participants and members. I'm looking to legal. Am I wording that correctly, sir?
I don't know, quite frankly. I'm unaware of what happened at the meeting, anything like that, so I really can't speak to it. I'm presuming...
Craig Berry is in charge of it.
Who is it? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Craig Berry.
Corrections. Would that also be the judges? Would the judges be involved in that?
They were.
And the subject matter of the meeting?
I don't know that I'm at liberty to discuss that. I would probably say those questions should be better directed to Craig Berry, although I'm looking to legal as a member of that board. Can I on my own say what we talked about? I don't know that.
Unless it's executive session, we don't know.
Well, okay. Legal's giving me
No secret.
leave. Judges were just wanting to make sure that their view of a jail replacement was under due consideration. And we had I would call it a full and complete discussion on that.
Was there any video of that recording so the taxpayers could see that meeting and what was discussed?
I don't think so, but again, I was not running the meeting. I was just there.
Where was the meeting held?
About 30 feet behind you.
So in this room. Was there any transcript of the meeting held or written?
Transcript. I would imagine there'd be meeting minutes, but transcript, that has specific legal meaning to me, so I'm looking to legal. Transcript implies somebody's taking it verbatim.
Again, I'm unaware of any,
Fair
first of
enough.
all, unaware of the content of the meeting. Transcript, I suspect not.
So Craig Berry is the gentleman that I need to speak to on this, because quite frankly, I'll just say that as a taxpayer, as a citizen of Lake County, transparency is paramount for good governance, and not only is it needed, it is demanded.
Fair enough.
By citizens. So I will get with Mr. Berry, I will get with the judges, because the people need to know, if we're responsible for paying for $100 million to $130 million jail, we'd like to be part of that decision-making so that we know what's going on, so we can give you, I know you're the elected officials and you get the ultimate responsibility of deciding, but the taxpayers do not want to be shut out of this decision-making. So I will get back to the commissioners when I find out from Mr. Berry.
You look like you want to speak, but I want to say I'm uncomfortable with the term shut out. We're going through a process of talking with all of the interested parties, finding out what their needs are. We're going through a programming phase to find out exactly what needs to be in a properly configured facility. That this is not the time to be throwing it out there. So,
Hey, just to elaborate a little bit, it was just a discussion. No decisions were made yesterday.
I knew that would come up. I've heard that one before. It's just an informational meeting, and I'm very familiar with that.
Like Commissioner Hamerchick said, the meeting was brought up to address the judge's concerns and nothing further.
We'd like to know what the judge's concerns are.
Absolutely. So talk to Craig Berry, and I'm sure he'll answer all your questions.
Okay, and if he does not, I will get back to the commissioners. Thank you so much.
Mr. President, I want to look to legal for a second. My impression is the same as yours, that the Corrections Board, which is established by Ohio Revised Code as a public body, we are the members, though. We're not sending out the official notice that I presume is done by the chair and the secretary, as it normally is done by public bodies. But I've never, as one of 20, 30 some members, worried about the minute taking or the public notice given. I'm presuming that all requirements were followed, but am I correct in the impression that the Corrections Board is a public body?
Mr. Quite frankly, number one, I didn't know the details of the meeting. I didn't know anything about the meeting.
I'm not asking about this particular meeting, but just the
whether
board.
That's a public body. I would say it probably is. I'd have to research it, but I suspect it is. And therefore, yes, notice should go out. Did notice go out? That I'm unaware of.
I'm guessing it did, but I'm also guessing that, like most notice, it's not particularly exciting when you flip through either the News Herald or Lake County Tribune and see that little blurb. I'll admit I don't read that section of the paper, and I doubt anyone in this room does. But that's probably the issue. But this was an ad hoc meeting. It wasn't the usual one. It was called. And so it was even harder to know that it was coming. It was also hard to get up at 7 a.m., I'm not going to lie. But we did, and it was not a hugely interesting meeting, to be honest. It was mostly an expression by the judges that they wanted to be thorough participants in the discussion, much like you're expressing that you as a member of the public want to be a thorough participant. But I just want to make sure that if it is a public body, we are sending out minutes and notices, which I'm confident that we are. But if we could, kind of close the loop on that and make sure that we're complying.
Sure. And you mentioned it was an ad hoc meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't know if this is a statutory meeting or anything like that. If it were, I would think the notice would have gone out. However, just like other meetings where there's a quorum, informational meetings that you're familiar with, it may have been an informational meeting. Again, I was not present. Sure. I don't know, really. I don't know what was discussed. Informational meetings are allowed with public bodies. No decisions were made. I don't know how else to address it.
But I also think this is proper, and this is where civics kicks in. And I know you're always interested in learning new things. When we are serving on a board in our official capacity as commissioners, even if all three of us or a majority of us are present, that is a statutory exception.
What's the statutory exception you're referring to?
The official capacity. We were present in our official capacity. We're not there as voting members of this board at that instant in time. We were there as members of the Corrections Board. The reason that we were on the board is because we are commissioners. There is specific language in the revised code that allows for this. I want to be abundantly clear that this was no shenanigans or hanky-panky.
Well, yes, and again, I want to stress, I don't know the details of the meeting. Mr. Massey, you're very familiar with informational meetings.
Yes, I certainly am.
That you filed against different members of a former Board of Commissioners. Those are allowed. Again, I don't know exactly what the purpose of the meeting was, the content of discussion. That's all I can tell you.
I appreciate that.
Informational meetings are allowed, especially impromptu meetings as well.
I appreciate that, Mr. Hackman. I will do my due diligence, and I'll report back to the commissioners. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Okay, anyone else wishing to address the board at this time? Anyone else? Okay, I thought I saw another hand, but okay. All right, and with that, I believe we are at the conclusion of our meeting, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn, saying.
So moved.
Second?
Thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining us today. This meeting stands adjourned.